Hello and welcome back, most illustrious members of the Detail, which is what we've decided by vote that I'm going to call my community, the Detail. I hope you enjoy it. Today we're going to talk about the variant rush and possibly patch. Hopefully the larger patch is coming today. At the very least, the variant rush is starting today, probably right around the time this video goes live. So we're going to talk about what that is, what it means, and how to engage with it, and then like what I'd like to see from this type of event going forward. I hope you enjoy. So if this is your first time doing one of the variant rush events, there's not much that you actively engage with. It's very much a passive event. So from here, from today at 3 p.m. my time, that's the next mission. The next mission refresh probably from when you see this until the 4th, April 4th, so 2 weeks. Anytime you open a collector's reserve, there is a chance to have, instead of a regular variant, a steampunk variant. There's also 3 titles. As far as we know, they did this for winter as well. The only rogue that I have is actually a rogue variant where she's like in a snowball fight. So the important things to know: if you open one of these variants, you still have to collect the base card, like before your pool 3 complete. If you don't have Cerebro and you open this by all means this dope Cerebro variant, you will still need to eventually get the base Cerebro variant before it'll call you pool 3 complete. Like, that's still on the table for you to collect before you start getting the increased rate of collector's tokens. So that's important. I thought that I got Rogue because I got that variant, but no, I still need to collect Rogue. So, I don't know. We'll talk about that later. I wish that was a little different. The other thing is that there are increased rates of getting these over other variants. I think the rates differ between the winter one, but it was something like a 35%. I might be wrong about that. Also, the Discord, it's so funny. If you don't follow the official Discord, they make announcements and then they immediately are like, we had that info slightly incorrect. Like for this one, it was like, yep, the patch is going live tomorrow. And then the day refresh came up and they were like, it'll be out today. It's not, it's still today. We didn't say right at tomorrow. We said tomorrow at some point, which is just very funny to me. So even me saying it should be live by the time this video goes live, take with a grain of salt, I suppose. Okay, so yeah, anytime you open your collector's reserves, you have a chance to open one of these 5 by all rights very cool variants. I'm hoping for the Bishop myself. I'd take any of these 3. I don't really ever play Shocker or Yellow Jacket, but I'd take any of them. But that kind of brings me to what I'd like to see going forward. So right now they're all random. I got the Rogue one. I was perfectly happy with it. But considering the fact that you still have to collect the base card, even if you get one of the variants, what I'd really like to see going forward is the same change they're kind of making to the token shop. I would really love for when one of these goes live, everyone gets a token that they can exchange for one of the 5 variants. And then anytime you open a collector's reserve, you have a chance at getting another one of those tokens that you can exchange for one more of the variants, right? So, so you're not in this position where you spend all 2 weeks opening your reserves, you get just Shocker or just a title, and then not any of the ones you wanted, and then they're gone forever. That seems like a pretty feel bad moment. I mean, that might be what they're going for, to try to get you to spend money during this 2 weeks to open more reserves. But that's shitty. I hope that's not the case. I really wish that they changed it slightly. They seem to be amenable to wanting people to have access to basically a low barrier of access to the thing you really want, and then putting in a lot of time and effort to getting the full collection, right? And so I think a system like the one I outlined could be in line with how they seem to want this system to work, which is everyone gets at least the one variant that they really, really want. And then if you put in a bunch of like time or effort or money or all of the above, you can get more of them and like have a full collection of these. But I don't know. Anyway, yeah, they seemed, like I said, they seem to be amenable to those changes. So maybe send this video directly to Ben Brode. Just tag at Ben Brode and be like, my favorite content creator has 200 subscribers almost and says you're dumb. See what he says. I don't know. That could be fun. Maybe do that. Maybe don't. Hey, Editor D here. As I was editing the video for today that was just going to cover the steampunk variant rush, the patch details for, I believe, today also came out. So we're going to go over those real quick. They're mostly things we've kind of talked about or theorized on before, and so, you know, we don't have to be super in-depth. So, big nerfs coming to the Thanos deck, which I'm really happy about. They're getting hit by 3 different pieces. So, Thanos himself is losing 1 power. That doesn't really matter. Most of the Thanos decks, you're not, like, relying on Thanos to win. Whatever. I don't know how this means anything, but fine. Space Stone, here's the big one. It's losing the ability to move 1 card. So it used to be on reveal, next turn you can move 1 card at this location, draw a card. Now it's on reveal, next turn you can move 1 card to this location, draw a card. And what it meant was that you used to be able to put Space Stone into the Lockjaw lane. It would swap for something else, usually higher value, and then it would still have on revealed, so you could move something else. Like if you hit either a low value target or you just like wanted to move Lockjaw to a new lane, you could do that. Now you can Space Stone into an empty lane and then move Lockjaw there and get like 2 more hits if you fill the Lockjaw lane, which is still something. It's still like I think it's easier to play around, but ultimately it's not just a free roll when you hit Space Stone or shuffle Space Stone. And I think that's going to go a long way. You know, not your opponent not having like 5 Lockjaw reveals is like pretty big. Quinjet, they added the thing we thought they were going to add, a minimum of 1 cost, which is good. That's like that's like what it needed to be, I think, in a lot of ways. This does suck because I've been having a lot of fun with the Quinjet Moon Girl, Hood, Titania, She-Hulk list. And so the demons that you get off Hood are now going to remain 1 no matter what. So it's going to hurt that list a bit, but I think this is accurate. I think the deck I play is annoying, so I'm fine with it, like, you know, getting hit. Red Skull, 515 with opponent's cards get +2. Goes down to 513 and they get +1. I don't think this is enough. 26 power is 26 power when you Shuri it. It's just a lot. Like there you're gonna see, because She-Hulk's losing 1 power because of the Shuri thing, and it's like, okay, well, like if a 1 cost 9 that goes to an 18 that can get taskmastered for also 18 is too good, then certainly like the 526 that gives +1 is like, that's too good. That's too much power. The number is too high on a 5 cost. He should be like a Typhoid Mary. He should be like a 410 that gives opponents cards +1 or something. I don't know if that's like narrowing it down too much, making the game too linear. There is another change to like how cards in general work that'll mean this is a little better than this, but I don't think this is enough. Arrow now she has 1 more power, so she's 5'8", but she only moves the last card played to her location. So that's something. I like that it reduces her like ubiquity, because I think that they're gonna feel a lot more pressure to do a lot more little changes like this overall, because of the change coming to the token shop, where you can now pick a pool 3 card every month for free, they're going to feel the pressure to make those cards as balanced as possible, because everyone's going to be picking, like right now, if you got out of pool 2 and you could pick any pool 3 card, you'd be really hard pressed to not pick like Arrow or Doom or Magneto, basically. Like She-Hulk's pool 3, maybe She-Hulk. Oh, we skipped right over. She lost 1 power. That's it. She lost 1 power. That's fine. And because of that, because of the ubiquity of like what a good tech card looks like, and like how dominating it was, I think they're gonna feel more pressure if everyone has access to them to suddenly be like, yeah, we should probably like make sure these are all balanced so there's not just optimal choices. So every month people aren't just like, yep, you pick this one in order and then this one and then this one and whatever. So yeah, I like all of this. Notably, did you notice it, friends? Leech isn't here. Notably, Leech is not here. Everyone, myself included, thought that Leech was gonna get nerfed, and he didn't. And I don't know what to think about that, because getting leeched off of a Lockjaw in the Thanos list is still gonna be abysmal, whether or not they can move that Leech to a different lane. Here's the thing I talked about before: Mystique, Absorbing Man, and Taskmaster will now only copy the effect of a card if that card is still on the battlefield. So if you Shang their Red Skull and then they Taskmaster, it's too bad, isn't it? The Taskmaster doesn't do anything. The Taskmaster will copy a 0 because that was the last card played. It'll stay 0. I guess it won't copy anything. This also matters for Absorbing Man and Mystique. I was almost sure it already worked like that for one of these. I thought maybe Mystique, like, it would give you a no target error, but I don't know. Maybe I'm making that. I haven't played Mystique in a long time, but I thought that already worked this way for at least one of these cards. But I'm glad it does. I'm glad it works that way for Taskmaster, and I don't much care about the other two. Morbius is just a text update. I guess he would update his power while in your hand, and that wasn't accurate. Like, it was accurate, but it was weird for him to do that. Null no longer updates in deck. No longer updates the power that he has in deck. So this matters if you are playing Mr. Negative, because there was this really funny thing happening where people were playing Null in Mr. Negative lists, but if something had been destroyed previously, you know, like, you like, whatever, you destroy something, you Killmonger and destroy like a bunch of 1-drops, Null would gain all that power while he was in your deck, and then he'd flip and you draw him, and he'd be like the power, he'd be like a 7 or an 8 power energy cost, and then the same power cost. It was funny. But he would become unplayable, basically, if you destroyed more than a couple of things. So this has been updated. He no longer updates in your deck. He's playable in Negative. That's cool. And Widow's Bite is just a functionality thing. It used to say, while it's in your hand, cards in your deck can't be drawn, which wasn't technically correct, because your opponent could cable you like, and draw your bottom card, even through Widow's Bite's supposed effect. Now it's that you can't draw cards, which is like how everyone understood Widow's Bite to be. Like, Widow's Bite isn't supposed to have any upside. It's not supposed to protect you from your opponent cabling. Like everyone understood implicitly. No one like ever pulled off a cable with a Widow's Bite and was like, what the hell? Why'd I draw a card? But I'm glad they've done. They actually said they were thinking about changing cable to like not work, and they're like, now it doesn't make sense. So yeah, and then there's a bunch of little changes here. I'm not gonna go through them all, but it's just a bunch of like location stuff that was either bugged or just not working in a way that made sense to the human brain, which I'm glad they're changing. Okay, so that's actually it. Back to outro D for the outro. I've been your host, D. also known as MTF Doom. If you find this content elucidating, enlightening, or enriching, the best way to let me know is with a subscription or a Discord join. We are up to 15 people on Discord, including some other really cool content creators. Some like artists, some all kinds of like cool people. We got if you join now, get a title, friend of the channel, or custom card creator, or some amount of other ones that we've made up. Make up your own. I don't care. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you all tomorrow.